All right, what's going on, YouTube? My name is Tyrell Nichols, and I own Coast to Coast Car Rentals. It's actually under Coast to Coast Ventures, which is the logo you see here, or here. So what I'm here to do, I just kind of wanted to give you a little update about kind of what you can expect to see on my channel. Some of the good things that I want to share with you. Some of kind of the aspirations. So basically, this is I have about 3 cars on the Turo platform right now. I've been on the Turo platform for about 6 months, and I really just want to share my experiences with you, kind of the things that I've run into, and hopefully help you, and we can just basically build a community of people who can bounce things off of each other. And it's not just going to be about Turo. I'm also very versed in the real estate world, so we can talk about real estate, we can talk about investments. There's going to be a bunch of different topics that I plan to have on the YouTube channel, and just kind of wanted to give you a little bit about me. So I'm 29 years old, I'll be 30 this year, so in 2022. Really excited. This was kind of one of my goals that I wanted to do, was to kind of start I'm so passionate about business, and this is kind of one of the things that I wanted to do this year, was start a YouTube channel and really start talking about business. I do have a sports media company that I do a podcast on and have been running for about the past 3 years with 2 of my buddies. So I apologize if you hear a crying baby in the background. Part of the way we work in the Nichols household. But just want kind of back to where I was, but just basically I want this to be like an all-encompassing kind of YouTube channel, and be able to really just talk about everything on here, and get people's opinions. And please, if you could like, subscribe, and share. It's really going to help us out as we grow. But really just interested in just building a very in-depth community, man, and just want interaction and things of that nature. So that's kind of what we have on our other channel, on our sports media channel. We really just love to hear from people. So I love and you guys gotta tell me what you want to hear as well. Tell me what you want to hear, and
I gotta get Play-Doh. I gotta get Play-Doh. I
okay.
wanna get Play-Doh right here. I gotta get Play-Doh.
Sorry about that. So that was eventful. My son wanted to get Play-Doh, so it's kind of what happens, man. This is just kind of free flowing. I'm not gonna cut it out. I'm gonna leave it in. It's natural. It's what my household looks like. But we definitely will be more. We'll have a better recording kind of situation soon. So, but I just wanted to kind of pop in and just let people know who I am, what to expect from the channel. And I kind of just want to start off, I want to talk to you about kind of how my day went today with Turo, and kind of what's transpired over the past 2 days, and kind of my situation with Turo claims and the claims process. So been on Turo for about 6 months, and I haven't had to file one claim yet. So this was my first claim. It was a stupid situation. Didn't really have to file the claim because the damage was already on the car. It was like one of those light scratches. So basically, here, I'll start from the beginning. So I had a renter. They wanted to rent the car for about a day. My 2017 Kia Forte, which does really great on the Turo platform. Economy cars do awesome on there. It's a blue 2017 Kia Forte. If I can, I'll pop a picture in here to show you what it looks like. But so it's my 2017 Kia Forte, and the lady, she rented it for a day. It had a limited mileage. They pretty much dogged it out for a day. They took it on like a 500-mile trip. So kind of I had to make an adjustment there. I was like, yeah, I don't want people to dog my car out for $50 a day. Yeah. And take it all over. Yeah. So I kind of had to cut the mileage down on that. If you leave it on unlimited mileage, that's great. But I don't want people to dog my car out for a day. Take it to 1,000 miles in a day, where some people wouldn't even do that in a week. So just something to think about. But anyways, so the premise of the issue was basically that she brought the car back. I have multiple cars, so I hadn't. When she brought it back, it was nighttime, and so I didn't have. And I'd like to say hi to everybody. I'm also on IGTV, so just want to say hi to everybody on Instagram Live. Appreciate you. If you're tuning in, nobody's tuning in right now, but just wanted to say that. So basically, with she brought the car back. It was late at night. It was about 10:30, so it was hard to see anything. And I just figured, okay, I'll check it out, in the morning. I work from home, so I didn't even end up leaving the house the next day. So it had been basically 2 days since I even had a chance to take a look at the car. And so basically what happened with that was I was just doing it. I had went and took the car to get cleaned that day. And I was just doing a walk around and everything looked good. And I saw like a scratch on the driver's side. It was probably about 6 inches. And it was kind of one of those faint scratches to where you can see it like with a certain glare. But I was like, man, this wasn't there before. I had one of those moments like, man, I know this wasn't there before. Like, like, I can't be letting people beat up my car, because my car has got like a few chips here and there, but like nothing, no like damage, like no hit, just from like people taking it on road trips and rocks kicking up on the front of it and chipping the paint, like just stuff like that. And I just kind of like, I think it had just got accumulated on me, and I was like, somebody scratched my car, and I didn't even look at the pre-trip photos that I took. Another thing, which I'll go into, pre-trip and post-trip photos are extremely important with a Turo claim, which I found out. So basically, I was like, man, I know for a fact the scratch wasn't here without even checking. And I was like, you know what? I know this scratch wasn't here, so I'm gonna go ahead and file the claim. This will be my first claim. Let's see how this works. And so I went ahead and filed the claim and took pictures of the scratch and everything. So then the renter actually called me, and she called me crying and was like, oh no, my gosh, I take care of people's car. I know for sure there wasn't a scratch on there. And I'm just like, look, I'm just following the natural process. Like, I hadn't looked at the car for a few days. And so this was probably like one of the worst. This is my first claim, and I'm just like, dude, if each claim is going to work like this, and I'm going to have the renter calling me and everything, I was like, man, I don't know if I can do this. Maybe this is a deterrent to file claims. But so she called me and she was just crying. I was like, look, this is nothing against you. I have multiple cars. I'm just going through the same process I would do for any of my cars. So that's kind of what I went over with her. And she understood for the most part. I kind of got her to calm down. I was like, look, I'm not saying you did anything. I don't even know if what the outcome of the claim is going to be. This is basically my first claim. I really didn't know. I wasn't fudging there. I honestly didn't know what the outcome of the claim was going to be. So, with that being said, I got her to calm down. I was getting an oil change at this time, and trying to multitask and do 3 things at once. And so, all right. So then the claims people, they couldn't reach me for like 3 days. Because the email on my Turo account, I figured out, was not a valid email. And so I had to get that updated. But once you update the email, this is everything I found out once I finally got on the phone with the Turo claim person after calling. And so I called them because I hadn't heard anything on the claim, but I knew they were trying to contact me. And I got to their guest services, and guest services was like, well, there's no claim department I can transfer you to. I gave them the claim number. There's no claim place I can transfer you to. So we'll have to basically, the only way you can contact them is by email. So I'm like, the only way you can contact a claims department is by email, and we're in 2022. And so I kind of found that hard to believe, but they swore up and down that was the only way to get it done. So I was like, okay, whatever. I'll try to call or email them. So I emailed some Turo claims email, didn't get a response. Got a like an automated response back, and I kind of told them the situation. So long story short, I had a chance to look at the pre-trip photos after I submitted the claim. After the lady called me crying, I'm like, man, if this is really going to create this big of a deal, I need to be 100% sure that this damage wasn't on the car before that it wasn't on the car before, you know, I filed the claim. Basically, did she do it? So I looked on my pre-trip photos. Sure enough, there was a scratch, and I'm like, crap. I just did all this for no reason. The lady called me crying. I talked to her and I reassured her. I sent her a long text message. I said, look, I'm so sorry that, you know, the damage was on their pre-trip. This is on me. You know, don't worry about it. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel the claim. Don't even worry about it. And so she was thankful for that. And, you know, she was a great renter. She gave me a great review, which I really appreciated because reviews are gold. So reviews are literally gold with Turo. And so those are probably those are one of the most important things that are going to keep you going and keep people wanting to book with you, is that you create a great customer service process. And so that's one of my biggest things is just creating that great customer service and that great rapport with all my customers, which I've been able to do over the past 6 months. So I was happy with that. So basically got on the phone with Turo. That finally they called me and I was able to pick up, and I was like, hey, you know, the same guy had been trying to call me. And so he was like, hey, you know, he was like, hey, what's going on? Hey guys, how you going? Thanks for joining. I'm just doing my YouTube channel podcast right now. Just talking about my Turo experience. So basically, so he got on the phone with the guy from Turo Claims, and he was like, oh, you know, hey, you know, I've been trying to reach you for the past 3 days. I was like, yeah, my email was bad. He was like, oh yeah. Turns out you did update your email on your account, but we weren't able to send the claims messages there for some reason. Weren't able to send the claims messages there for some reason. And I was like, yeah. So he's like, in the future, you know, when you file a new claim, we'll send all your stuff there. And so I was like, man, I got Turo Claims on the phone right now, so I might as well ask them all the freaking questions that I've learned from all these mentors who say, hey, you got to do this if you want to get your claim paid out. You got to do that if you want to get your claim paid out. So I'm asking them some of the questions. I'm like, hey, you know, if there's no damage on the car, because I don't take post-trip photos for my Turo rentals. I don't take any post-trip photos. I take hella pre-trip photos. I take like 80 to 100 pre-trip photos of every panel on the car, because if something should happen, I want them to see every panel on the car. What's more important after that is that when you get the car back, regardless of if there's any damage on it or anything, the guy from Turo Claims told me that you need to have your pre-trip photos on there 24 hours ahead of time. You need to have 24 hours before your trip. And then you need to have your post-trip photos on there 24 hours after your trip, because God forbid, you know, something happens and you don't realize it until after. You don't find something on the car until after. But, you know, you're 48 hours, 72 hours out now, and, you know, you're basically trying to file the claim, and they're not going to be able to do it if you don't have the pictures. They can't. He basically said, we can't do anything for you if you haven't followed the steps, or you haven't taken the photos within those 24 to 48 hours. So just something that's really important and something to think about when you're running your fleet, to make those pre-trip and post-trip photos are the most important thing probably in your trip, and can save you in the fact that there is something that happens, you know, with the car, or you might not see it initially, and, you know, you come back to it and you say, oh crap, you know, there's a scratch here, there's a dent in the car that I didn't see before for some reason, and you're able to basically honor that claim. So that was some of the questions that I kind of asked him, and he confirmed that for me. And then one of the other things is I heard, you know, there's situations where people get in crashes in your car, and they can claim, you know, oh, the tires weren't good, or they didn't drive, you know, something happened, and, you know, screeched and whatever. And the reason that I hit somebody was because the tires were bad. And so if the the renter comes back and says, oh, the tires, the tires were bad, the tires were terrible, they, that's the whole reason why I crashed, because I wasn't able to stop. Well, they're gonna go back and they're gonna see if you had. My question was, should I? One of the mentors that I listened to said that you should have a tread depth reader and take pictures with that tread depth reader to see the tread on your tire before in your pre-trip photos. And he said, well, you don't necessarily need that. I mean, if you just take a picture of the rim and you take a picture of the rim of each tire, we should be able to see what you're doing, or what your tire looks like, and we can kind of calculate the tread on that. So I wouldn't say that that's anything that you would need. I mean, it could be good to see, but he's like, that's not. So a tread depth reader, I bought one. It's about $2. You can get it at AutoZone or Amazon. Just test the tread of the tire. The only issue with my Kia Forte is that it's so low to the ground. It's a tuner car, so it's got a turbo. It's a hatchback. It's low to the ground, so it's really hard to get the tread depth reader with a picture, in between the actual like frame of the car and the tire. It's low, so it's definitely hard to get that picture in there. So just something to think about. So you don't need the tread depth reader as long as you take a good picture of your wheels, pre-trip, post-trip. They can pretty much see, hey, yeah, this guy's got tread on his tire, or there's no tread on the tire. So that can definitely save you. So and he was really, really nice guy. He said, man, if you have any question, you can actually contact Turo and talk to them anytime about, if you have questions about claims, if you have any kind of questions like that, you can contact them. He said there is a number and there is a line. So he's like, there's a line dedicated for just Turo claims, and they try to assign you a claims person to get that, to basically take care of your claim with them. So when you call, it's one number, and they usually try to just route you to somebody. If not, that person can answer your questions. So he said, not only can we answer questions about your claim, but we can also give you tips and tricks about how to earn more money and how to be more profitable with your fleet, because they recognize that, Turo for hosts is really a business. It's really a business model in it, and that's kind of how it operates. And really funny thing that he said, yeah, we work for Turo. He's like, but we use the platform as well. We rent cars, we host there's people that host their vehicles. So we definitely understand that it's a business for people who rent their cars on there. That's pretty much what it is, and you have to treat it like that if you want to be successful. And this is the Turo claims guy, man. So really, really great guy. California. He was really nice. He was just awesome, man. He answered all my questions. It was my first Turo claim process that I filed the claim, but I didn't really need to file the claim. So they went ahead and closed my claim out. And another thing that I heard is that Turo they do have like a claim rate score on your account. So if you have a high claim rate, it's going to be something that's attached to your account. I mean, it's just the same thing with any insurance. If you're filing tons of claims, it's not going to look good for you. It's going to cost you more in the long run I don't think that happens with them, but I'm sure it doesn't look good for your account if you're filing tons of claims and, not a lot of them are valid. So, I learned a lot from that. It was a clunky experience, me actually doing it, but, I learned a lot from it, and, got to talk to Turo themselves about the claim process and how it works. And, so now when I need to file a claim, I feel way more confident in filing my claim, because now I know 100% how the process works, what I need to do to make sure that, my claim it goes through, pretty much is what he told me. All the stuff that I need to know so that it goes through, which is those pre-trip photos are essential. Those post-trip photos are essential. Take pictures of all four of your tires and your rims, and just document and make sure you're doing that 24 hours before your trip, 24 hours post-trip. You're taking those pictures. and he's like, there's a high probability that your claim will go through, if everything, if the damage happened and everything else. And so if they can't get your renter to agree with what happened, the pre-trip and post-trip photos are what they're going to use to basically make their determination on your claim. So again, my name's Tyrell Nichols, actually, first last name, but this is my channel. It's the Tyrell Nichols Show. It's my company is Coast to Coast Car Rental, and my holding company is Coast to Coast Ventures. So that's what we do everything under. So real estate, all of our companies that will hopefully be owning, down the road, will be under that. So this is just a business show, and I hope to share any nuggets with you guys. Like, it's not scripted. I always try to be scripted with everything, but I just don't want it to be scripted. I want it to be real. I want to be able to give you value and substance on my channel, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed information about the claim process. And if you have any questions, please leave us a comment below. Like, subscribe, share. That helps us out big time with the YouTube algorithm. Please go follow us on Instagram at Coast to Coast Car Rental, and that's a 2. So Coast to Coast Car Rental on Instagram and Facebook. So appreciate you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll try to post more content, and I'm going to be vlogging as well. I'm going to be vlogging out my experiences to show you guys, because I've yet to see very many Turo people who talk about their Turo experience. I don't see anybody vlogging, like going to pick up the car, saying hi to the customer, shaking hands. Like, that's the kind of stuff I want to provide to you guys on the channel. And hopefully I'll have some guests on to kind of speak, and we'll be able to kind of do it like that as well, and have other people come on and share, maybe from all over the country. So I think that would be great. It'd be helpful for people who just want to know, and maybe they're interested or curious and want to get on Turo and want to try it. But for me, it's been going well. It's been going really well over the past 6 months. Obviously, you have your speed bumps, and there's things that'll go on, but we'll cover some of that stuff in the next videos, and we'll do some vlogs, and you guys will get to see how everything works, and just kind of want to bring you into my world. So again, Tyrell Nichols, Coast to Coast Car Rental. Appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Peace.